Hi, TikTok world. So I wanted to come on today for a couple different reasons. First, most important, and to sandwich it at the end of it with it, is me just pleading with the general public to please, if you have an opportunity to commit an act of kindness, random or not, please take that opportunity. Right now, this world needs kindness and compassion and caring and cats with zoomies more than anything in the world right now. And I will add to that the expectation going in with your act of kindness, please don't expect for things to be impactful immediately. It may take 5 years, as is my situation. So, a little background to my story. I'm a registered nurse, for those who aren't familiar with me. I've been a nurse for 13 years. 11 plus of those years have been in the operating room. All different types of operating rooms. It is my favorite place to be as a nurse. So, when my team and I had an opportunity to fly to Detroit during COVID 5 years ago to help one of their facilities, because our ORs we weren't getting surgeries. They had put a pause on elective surgeries, as did the majority of the entire country, the entire world. So we had a lot of time on our hands and had an opportunity to go to Detroit to help. And initially there were 5 and eventually ended up being like 11 of us from our network out here in Phoenix. But I was part of the first 5, and when we got out there, I remember my friend's aunt posting on my Facebook page this picture. So it was that picture right there. So when she posted that picture, she asked if I wanted any copies of this newspaper. And since I didn't subscribe for the newspaper, I was like, that would be fantastic. If you could get a few copies, I'd like to be able to send them to my family. Only to discover that, with the exception of a couple of relatives, the overwhelming majority of my family could give 2 shits. They felt, my parents felt that I was over exaggerating, and, COVID's really not that bad, and, you're just dumb and you're not doing that big of a deal. It's not important. So I had no interest in sharing anything with them. Watching some of the horrific things that happened, like people storming Michigan's state capitol building in their Kevlar vests and AR-15s. We're not here because we want to disturb the peace, but really? Come on. To demand that the governor of Michigan lift certain restrictions on there that, at the time was all that we knew was a valid way to go ahead and control things, control the spread. Anyway, I had no desire to go ahead and push forward with that, and so I didn't. I didn't push my friend's aunt to go ahead and get those copies. I've just kind of settled with this idea that I went out, and while I was terrified of what we were doing, I was proud of the work that I had done. And I just kept it that way. And so last week, the post showed up in my memories, and so I shared it and was like, I cannot believe it's been 5 years. And it's amazing to think of some of the lessons that I learned during that time. Good, bad, and ugly. They stick with you, right? Anyway, so she saw the post and she was like, hey, I still have those copies. Would you like them? And I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Y'all, this was not a picture on the front page of a local newspaper with a little blip. This was a 2-page spread, and my name is all over it. It is something that I should be really proud of. And I am proud of it, but it's It's amazing. Someone else's family cared enough to not only pick up those things 5 years ago, but to continue to hold on to them for me and make them available to me when I was ready to receive them. And while it may have taken 5 years for me to fully be able to appreciate their act of kindness, I don't think I could ever thank them enough for this little memento. So I have 3 copies and I only really need one. But yeah, so when you have that opportunity to help someone or to do something kind for someone, do it. Take that opportunity. It doesn't matter if it takes time for it to really have its impact or not. The impact will be there. And I kind of have to take this to heart as well and remember that while I felt like my efforts while I was in Detroit were completely fruitless, and while I couldn't save every single individual that was there, I think I can finally rest with the idea that I did have an impact. And some people may be doing really well with their health now. And those that I wasn't able to help, I was hopefully able to keep comfortable. So, yeah, it was just wild. I did not expect this. Anyways, do good, do kind, be kind. Okay? Be kind to yourself, be kind to one another. And that's all I have.